Family Auditorium and Theater. Before we begin this evening's event, we have a couple of quick messages. We ask that all spectators remain seated throughout the event, leaving the aisles clear. Please silence all cell phones and pagers at this time. The Town of Plymouth Fire Marshal asks that you identify the exits at the front and rear of the auditorium, and in the unlikely event of an emergency, please move calmly towards the nearest exit.
all please rise, I'd like to introduce the class of 2015's President, George Andrews, for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If you'd please remain standing for the national anthem, I'd like to invite Natalie Solofka out.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
For those of you that don't know, the pomp and circumstance that we heard on the processional in here was a live recording on behalf of our band and Mr. Keene, so if we could all please give them a round of a hand. Good evening and welcome, school and town dignitaries, faculty and staff, parents, family members, friends, and of course, our Terryville High School graduating class of 2015. Tonight, we celebrate the commencement of scholars, athletes, musicians, actors and actresses, artists and leaders, young men and women who are preparing to enter the workforce, the military, or a post-secondary institution of higher education. It is a great honor to have the opportunity to be the last member of the THS staff to share with you some words of wisdom and inspiration. It is a responsibility that I have been thinking about since I met each of you on the first day of school and have not stopped thinking about till this very moment. In seeking a theme for my final message, I searched for powerful quotes, talked with mentors, and even read some graduation cards. One of the first cards I found said, "Congratulations, you'll never have to raise your hand to go to the bathroom again." I smiled, but that wasn't quite what I wanted to run with. The second card was a bit better. Graduation equals smart people wearing stupid hats. That one made me LOL. Made me question why graduation hats look the way they do, but still wasn't what I wanted to go with. Then I found it, the card that hit home. It simply said, "Congrats on getting through the easy part of life." At first, that may sound far more scary and much less inspirational, but I see it as a challenge bestowed on you, the class of 2015. A challenge much like when you were a youngster and learning how to ride a bike. First, you learn how to ride with the training wheels on. Then you learn to balance with a loved one bent over, running down the road, hanging onto your seat, which I will attest is not a whole lot of fun, so thank whoever did that. Eventually, you were on your own, the freedom of the open road. While you may not remember the emotions, I can guarantee your family members do. It was a healthy mix of fear and excitement. The very same emotions I am sure you are feeling right now. As you embark on the next phase of your life, remember that mix of fear and excitement are healthy. The fear acts as a checks and balances to keep you on the right path. The excitement is what pushes you through when times are tough. The training wheels are off, the seat has been released. You are on your own, but you are not alone. There will always be someone, a family member, a mentor, or a friend, to watch the road for you, ride by your side, and even pick you up and bandage your wounds. But the journey is yours, so in the words of Dr. Seuss, you can steer yourself any direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know, and you are the guy or gal who will decide where to go. On a very personal note to the class of 2015, my first graduating class, I have thoroughly enjoyed my time with you. I have grown immensely as a person because of you. As you continue to move through this world, utilize your strengths to make a difference and realize your ability to make a positive impact on another, for that is a great gift. While I hope you enjoyed your time at THS, it would be disappointing to hear that these were the best 4 years of your life. There is so much left for you to do, so live your dash. At this time, I'd like to introduce Mayor Merchant to say a few words.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome tonight. It's always awkward when I want to talk to this group over here and I'm facing this way, but I want to thank the class of 2015 for having me here tonight and allowing me to say a few words to you, and congratulate each and every one of you on the achievements that you've gone through over the last 4 years and the hard work that you've put into being at this point tonight. But tonight's point, the point that you're at tonight, is not the end of anything. It's the beginning. You're on the starting line tonight. You're in the starting seat tonight. And you know, I thought about this a little bit, and I bet that probably everybody in this room, myself included, at one time in their life has said, you know, if I could do it again, if I had a second chance, you know, if I knew then what I know now. And every time you hear that, they want to be right where you are right now. You're in the starting place. You're about ready to embark, and you're about ready to leave here out and head out into life. But you know what's going to happen when you walk out of Terryville High School here today? You're going to leave here, and you know what's going to happen? Terryville High School is going to move right on without you. Terryville High School is going to not skip a beat. And the question that I have for you tonight is Terryville High School a better place today because you are here? Did you do something different? Did you do something exceptional while you were here to make Terryville High School a better place than it was when you got here? You know, as we go through life, we go from one phase of our life to another phase of our life. In each phase, we leave behind our legacy. Is how we're going to be remembered. How is Terryville High School going to remember you? How will the teachers, the administrators, and the community remember you after you're gone? Your legacy in life is what you start building on when you leave here today. You know what I'd like to have all of you do, just for the heck of it, I know you've all got cell phones, and at some point, hopefully not in your hand right now, but hopefully at some point in time when you leave here today, fast forward 4 years from now. Fast forward 4 years from now, put in your calendar in there and just write in there, how's my legacy? How am I doing? Did I make a difference over the past 4 years? Your legacy is the one thing that we're all going to have at the end. I'm just going to ask you to do two things for me when you leave here today. First thing I want you to do is I want you to live every day in the way that you want to be remembered. Live every day the way that you want to be remembered. And the second thing I'm going to ask you to do is, and I've got this, and some of you have heard me talk about this young man before, who was a former graduate and sat right where you are. He's an inspiration in my life. I want you to commit your life to excellence every day. Commit your life to excellence every day and live every day in the way that you want to be remembered. And I promise you, as I stand here right now, that's going to be your key that's going to bring you straight towards success. Take that key when you leave here today. Make your family proud and make your community proud. And thank you for having me here tonight.
Thank you, Mayor. It's my proud honor to start introducing some of our students to speak. First up is our essayist this year, Melissa Pizar.
Mayor Merchant, Police Chief Krasicki, Dr. Semmel, Mr. Engel, and the members of the Board of Education, Mr. Fowler, Mr. Holtz, Mrs. Radke, faculty, and staff, parents, friends, and graduates. To some of us, the 4 years we spent here at Terryville High School were the longest years of our lives, while to others, they went by in the blink of an eye. Either way, here we are today, ready to graduate and move on to bigger things. I think it is safe to say that throughout these past years, we have all endured our fair share of good and bad times. These things were all a part of growing up, and without them, we would not be who we are today. The bad times made us stronger, and the good times made the bad times worth it. The time we spent with each other and with our teachers was time well spent. Although sometimes there were days we thought we would never make it out of here, we did. I've come to learn something. Life is very much like an ever-expanding puzzle. Every moment of our lives put together makes up our lives as a whole, and without each and every piece of the puzzle, you would not be you. Remember elementary school, when we would take turns being the line leader? Being the line leader meant that you got to be the first one in the line when the class would take trips to the bathroom or to the school assemblies. And being the first one in the line meant that you had a special insight into whatever the world had to offer you, the world being the rest of the school. Now we are the leaders of our own lines, ready to head on to new and exciting things in the world. These new and exciting things are different for each of us, but what will never change is that each person holds the power to lead his or her own life, to create his or her unique puzzle. We have complete control of what we make of our lives, and it is up to us to make the decision. As motivational author Napoleon Hill said, "You are the master of your destiny. You can influence, direct, and control your own environment. You can make your life what you want it to be." The future of your life now lies solely in the hands of one person, and that person is you. Of course, there are influences, like parents and family members, who help shape our lives, but the ultimate choice is ours to make, and that is a tremendous power to have. Simply put by Dr. Seuss, only you can control your future. Congratulations, class of 2015. It is now my pleasure to introduce to you the Salutatorian of the class of 2015, George Andrews.
Mayor Merchant, Police Chief Krasicki, Dr. Semmel, Mr. Engel and members of the Board of Education, Mr. Fowler, Mr. Holtz, Mrs. Radke, faculty, staff, parents, friends, and graduates. I would like to begin by thanking some people who helped me get to where I am tonight. Thank you to the teachers and staff, my coaches, my teammates, and my friends at Terryville High School. A very special thank you goes to my family. Mom and Dad, I know you must have been scared of who I would become when you were dealing with a young boy struggling to control himself, who even got kicked out of daycare. I remember one day, Mom, you left a parent-teacher conference crying. I never wanted to make you feel that way again. All that I've done the championships, the awards, the grades, and the scholarships I've done for you and Dad. I would also like to thank Mr. Villiers, my wrestling coach and teacher, who has always held me to a high standard. Because of his expectations, I refuse to settle for mediocrity. I have all of you to thank for helping me have the opportunity to address you all tonight. On another matter, congratulations to Mr. Stefanski for completing his 50th year of teaching, a truly remarkable feat. But don't quote me on that. And finally, I would like to take a moment to remember Christopher Bard, our classmate, who passed away in a tragic accident just a few years ago. Please join me in taking a moment to remember Chris. Thank you. As I take a moment to finally recall some of the things that only a high school experience could give us, I can honestly say that together as a class, we learned a lot of things. Some strange dances, the shmoney dance, the Harlem Shake, the whip, and the nay-nay. And we have used even stranger terminology, YOLO, swag, and bay. We have all been scared for our lives at some point by Spencer Pilarski's driving in the parking lot. And we've all been mesmerized by Shave Tracy's three-point shooting. However, high school is much more than that. We all went through similar classes. Whereas all classes are important, throughout the time I was in these classes, I wondered where in the world I would ever use some of the information I have acquired. It was until this year that I realized and made peace with the fact that, in all likelihood, I will not use most of it. But that does not mean that the last 4 years have gone to waste. Because in learning this information, we learned the process of learning. We learned how to learn. We gained the tools necessary to study something we really feel passionate about, if not now, then hopefully sometime in the future. We learned how to apply our work skills to a job or to the military or to college. But maybe most importantly, we learned to think critically and problem solve. We learned to foster our own opinions and to communicate them. These independent thinking and communication skills will prove vital in the future. In life, no one is going to hand you an answer sheet and tell you how to express your answers. You are going to approach a problem and have to find a way to overcome it. You are going to have to gather facts and foster your own opinion. Equally important, you are going to have to communicate your opinion with others in a convincing manner. Subsequently, those of us who communicate well are going to be more prepared for success. So although many of us will never use polynomial long division or integration by parts, or have to read Shakespeare or know what year Theodore Roosevelt became president, we will use the skills we developed while acquiring all this information. Through this process, what has also become clear to me is that some of the most important skills I developed throughout high school were not in the classroom. Those of you who, like myself, ventured into active participation in extracurricular activities like sports and clubs, learned lessons that cannot be taught in classes. You built relationships with your teammates and came together as if you were family. Personally, I learned the importance of setting goals and being unrelenting in my mission to reach these goals. I was forced to learn from failure and come back stronger and better prepared the next time. I learned time management skills, how to prioritize, and how to be creative with my use of time. Sports and clubs have taught me to become comfortable in a leadership role. Being considered a leader meant I had to make an example of excellence in everything I did, as other people were looking to me for guidance. I learned to run meetings, organize events, coordinate tasks, and rally together a group in the face of diversity in order to achieve a common goal. All of these are skills integral to success. Had I not been involved in extracurricular activities, my high school experience would have been much less fulfilling. I know that many of you had the opportunity to gain these experiences, and if not, I urge you to do so in college or wherever life brings you. Grades are undoubtedly important. They are what gave me the chance to be speaking to you today. But I learned nearly as much through sports and clubs. They helped me develop the skills needed to be a well-rounded, well-prepared, and confident young man that I have aspired to be. As Melissa said in her speech, life is what you make of it. Therefore, I encourage you to find something you are passionate about and want to be great in. Set goals and surround yourself with people who will push you to achieve them. Find friends who are a positive influence on your quest. Find leaders who will guide you to success and who will not tolerate anything less. And once you have risen to the occasion, take your own leadership roles and make a difference in someone else's life, as your leaders have done for you. If you surround yourself with people committed to excellence, I promise you it will be much easier to succeed. Too many people choose to remain stagnant. They stay stuck in a situation with which they are content. Those who are truly great are rarely satisfied with the status quo. Every person graduating today is entering the world with the potential to make their dreams come true. Don't become stagnant or complacent in your life. Enjoy today, but today is just one step in our life. Remember, life is what you make of it. Let's achieve greatness. Thank you. It is now my pleasure to introduce to you the valedictorian of the class of 2015, Brandon Rennick.
Mayor Merchant, Police Chief Krasicki, Dr. Semmel, Mr. Engel, and members of the Board of Education, Mr. Fowler, Mr. Holtz, Mrs. Radke, faculty, staff, parents, friends, graduates. For those of you who do not know me, I am Brandon Rennick, the valedictorian of the senior class, and the most handsome student here at Terryville High School. Speech isn't over yet, guys. But this speech is not about my dashing good looks or popularity. Regardless of my personal accomplishments, this speech is about how much we have grown as a class in 4 years. I still cannot believe I'm up here giving a valedictory speech when just 3 years ago I probably wasn't even in the top 5, but I realize that a lot has changed since freshman year. High school has shaped us into who we are today. The friends we have made here will have a lasting effect on ourselves and our personalities no matter how far our paths might take us from each other. I hope that this experience has been one that you will all look back on as one of the best experiences of your lives, and I hope that everything that follows is even better. With the skills we have learned and the friends we have made here, I know we can take on whatever the world can throw at us. It is incredible to think that all of us are adults now with responsibilities like voting or driving, when just the other day we needed to ask for permission to go to the bathroom. Now we have the power to forge our own paths and make our own decisions, and I cannot wait to see where these paths are going to lead us. Whether we are headed off to a college far away, or staying here at home to be a chicken farmer, there are so many new options and choices for us to explore now that we are graduates. Although high school might seem to be the most important thing in our lives at the moment, it has only been a small fraction of our lives so far, and we still have so much ahead of us. With this newfound freedom, we can go anywhere we want so long as we make an effort to do so. As adults, we decide what we do with our lives. I know that a lot of you are brilliant in your own ways, and if you apply yourself, will succeed in the rapidly approaching future. Just look at all we have accomplished as teenagers. It pales in comparison to what we have the ability to accomplish as adults. Whether you were with us since middle school, freshman year, or joined somewhere along the way, I am proud to have met you all and to call you my classmates. The times we have shared together here have been wonderful. I also appreciate the efforts of all the school staff and faculty who have worked so hard to make sure that we are prepared to go into the outside world and make something of ourselves. I can say with confidence that a lot of us would not be standing here today at graduation without all of your help and support over the years. We have learned and accomplished so much in these halls, and I'm happy to say that I got to be a part of it. I have a quote to share that I feel sums up my high school experience quite well. I'd love to go back to when we played as kids, but things change, and that's the way it is. While we have had an amazing time and I would love to do it again, we also have so much ahead of us now that we are adults, so there's no reason to lose ourselves to the past. Thank you, Tupac, for that profound quote, and thank all of you for being here to support us at our graduation.
Thank you, all three of you. It is my honor now to introduce the Chairman of the Board of Education for Plymouth School District, Mr. Ray Engel.
I noticed that was the least amount of applause, but that's okay. Okay. First of all, I want to thank everybody for being here: Mom, Dad, grandparents, dignitaries, Mayor Merchant, Dr. Semmel, Mr. Holtz, Amy, Chief Krasicki, and most of all, did I pronounce that right, I hope? Okay. And most of all, the young adults that we're about to impart with a diploma. Thank you for being here. Now, I've been asked to say a few words of wisdom. There's not much left I can impart on you because we don't have much. We're only Board of Ed members. So having said that, I'm going to keep it short and sweet. Okay? Of course, you know how Board of Ed members can be. We don't do anything short. I've learned a long time ago that be yourself, be honest to yourself, carry a code of ethics that no one can question, and most of all, partake in a solution. Don't be part of the problem. So, and there's many ways you could take that, and that's one of the reasons why I say that. But that is why we as board members do what we do, because we want to be part of the solution, and we want to, and most of all, we do what we do because of you. And I want to thank you, and God bless, and good luck to all of you, and thank all of you for coming.
This time I'd like to introduce the Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Marty Semmel.
Good evening, everybody. I want to start by congratulating all members of the class of 2015 on a job well done. Your hard work has certainly paid off, and you are here this evening to be celebrated. Parents, family members, distinguished guests, staff members, school administrators, and Board of Ed members are very fortunate to be here tonight to witness this ceremony. Tonight is a huge deal. Tonight we graduate 102 students from Terryville High School. Tonight I am here representing the board. Our Board of Education members are some of the most dedicated and hardworking volunteers who live in this community. They are committed to the success of our students and are proud to be here this evening to witness the commencement ceremonies for the class of 2015. I'm also representing our administrative team and all of our teachers and staff in the school district. Although tonight is about graduating from high school, it's also about your journey from elementary school to middle school and then to this evening's milestone. I believe it is important to remember that although you are graduating from Terryville High School, your school career began many years ago as you walked into either a preschool or a kindergarten class for the first time. Eyes wide, mind open to the possibilities. Every one of the teachers along your journey has impacted your education in some way. 3 months ago, I started in my position here as the Superintendent of Schools in Plymouth. And exactly 3 months later, I have the great fortune to stand here and help celebrate the successes of the class of 2015. Although I did not have the opportunity to meet all of our wonderful graduates, I am proud to say that I played a small part in tonight's graduation. Through my attendance at a number of events over the past few months, I've had the pleasure to meet a number of these terrific young adults. I have to say they are a talented, hardworking, and kind-hearted group of students. Graduating seniors, I've had the pleasure of working with more than 10,000 graduates over the course of my career. So what wisdom could I offer tonight? First, recognize that you are all unique and special. There is no person exactly like you. Embrace this uniqueness and the uniqueness of others. Second, I believe there is a secret to success, and you've heard a few people allude to it tonight. Here are the simple ingredients. Passion for something that moves you. The grit and determination to pursue your passion over a long period of time. And finally, but no less important, concern for those around you. You will likely have other ingredients that you would add to my list. The beauty of this list is that every graduate may take advantage of this list immediately. I would argue that for you to be on the stage this evening, you've already mastered at least some parts of this recipe. There is another important ingredient that I forgot to mention. you need to be able to recognize that you will always, and I stress always, be a work in progress. You cannot say one day, I'm done, I'm perfect. Continue to consider how you can be the best son or daughter, how you can be the best student, community member, best niece or nephew, best worker, best boss, and find positive people in your life who can help you get there. Luckily, I have 4 very special people in my life, my wife and 3 children, and whenever I begin to think too highly of myself, I can always count on them to remind me that I too have a very long way to go. I want to end by simply wishing all of our graduates nothing but success as you graduate from Terryville High School. Take your uniqueness and persistence and conquer the world without sacrificing those around you. Congratulations to the class of 2015. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Amy Radke. I'm the assistant principal of Terryville High School. Thank you. It is with great pleasure, as a former alum myself, to introduce to you our 5th THS alumni keynote speaker this evening. This tradition was started so that each graduating class can perhaps get a glimpse into what the future may be by hearing a reflection of the past and of what the future can too hold for them from someone sat just in your place 10, 20, maybe 30 years ago. I could not be more proud to introduce to you a student that had a spirit and a personality so big that the walls of THS could barely contain. I remember those days fondly as if they were yesterday. Our speaker was a graduate of the class of 1989. He then went on to graduate from the Culinary Institute of America and Johnson & Wales University. For the past 22 years, he has held the position of Senior Weddings and Events Planner for the world-renowned Breakers Hotel in Palm Beach, Florida. He plans some of the most exclusive international events in the United States. His clients range from presidential cabinet members to Hollywood starlets and major sports figures. He travels throughout the world for inspiration and new ideas for those events. He also volunteers his time, his efforts, and his experiences to help fundraise for special charities, which include Equality Florida, the Everglades Foundation, and the American Lung Cancer Society. He is a self-proclaimed foodie. He loves to eat, prepare, discover, and indulge in all kinds of foods from around the world. And this interest all started in the vocational kitchens of Terryville High School. It is with great pleasure that I present to you our keynote speaker for this evening, Mr. Jeff Fowler.
Dr. Semmel, Board of Education Chairman Engel, board members, Principal Holtz, Vice Principal Radke, Mayor Merchant, Chief Krasicki, faculty members, parents, relatives, friends, and of course, the TH class of 2015. I'm gonna need a lot more energy than that. There you go. Welcome to this special day in your lives. My name is Jeff Fowler, and I'm a proud member of the TH class of 1989. Wow, that was 26 long years ago, and a lot of things were different. This building didn't even exist. Back then, gasoline was 97 cents a gallon. You had to mail a letter with a 25-cent stamp, which you had to write because we didn't have email. But the best part of all, a large pizza at Terryville Pizza was $2.59. My class loved the music of Duran Duran, Prince, Def Leppard, and Billy Idol. I know you guys have no idea who those people are. My senior year, the first episode of The Simpsons aired. So I know a lot of things haven't changed because that's still on. My entire life, I enjoyed creating specialty foods and eating them, planning events and throwing a good party, and I can throw a legendary party. I was able to start my training here at THS under the watchful eye of the fabulous and creative Lorraine French, who was my mentor for all 4 years here. She showed me there was much to learn in the culinary arts field and even more to eat. Miss French inspired me to pursue my passion for all that is delicious, which led me to the Culinary Institute of America and then to Johnson & Wales University with a bachelor's degree in hotel restaurant management. All of this led me to where I am today. I work for the Breakers Hotel in Palm Beach, Florida, the finest resort in one of the wealthiest communities in the world. Bentleys and Rolls Royces line the streets, and the halls are filled with world leaders, royalty, sports stars, and my favorite, celebrities. $1 million events are commonplace, and that's my specialty. From wedding and baby talks with Fergie, to designing chocolate desserts with Aerosmith's Steven Tyler, or my favorite celebrity encounter, meeting Madonna over Christmas in the lobby of the hotel, and we were in a giant life-size gingerbread house, but that's a whole nother story. I started as a pastry cook in the hotel's bake shop, but because of my education, willingness to take on new challenges, and ambition to advance my career, I quickly climbed the ladder to my present position of Senior Event Sales Manager, specializing in celebrity weddings. And I can assure you that senior in my title stands for knowledge and experience and not age. So, class of 2015, you gotta have a plan. In order to get where I was in 1989 to where I am right now, I set up some rules or ideas or thoughts, whatever you'd like to call them, let's say guidelines, to help me travel through life. These guidelines made my life more adventurous and fun, but they also stressed hard work and tenacity. You should start thinking about setting up your own rules on your adult life. Everybody's guidelines are different, and it's okay, because everybody's different. I'd like to share mine with you. The 10 guidelines that took me to the classroom kitchens of THS, to the ballrooms and glamour of the Breakers Hotel in Palm Beach, Florida. Number 1 is my family. They're all right there. I always keep my family close to me. My family is a very important part of my life. We have always shared lives and experiences together from our younger days until present. Be involved with your family and their lives, the good times and the bad. I live for the days spent with my brothers Mark and Dennis and their families. We have our laughs and our good times, but I also use them as a support system and advice givers when needed and when times are bad. I speak with my parents every day, sometimes for no other reason than to just say hi. I've even hired them to work for me on some celebrity weddings. I did Rush Limbaugh's wedding a few years back and hired both my brothers and my dad to be part of the event. This was a very top secret wedding with lots of security, as all the news media wanted the story. I love this part. I hired my dad as the gopher for the entertainment. I love calling him the gopher. And the entertainment was Elton John. My dad was so excited to do all these important things for Elton John. The big day came, and all was in the works. The day goes on, and I didn't get one special request from the singer. My father was wanting to do something important really badly, I could tell. He was itching to solve a problem or fix something before the singer performed. Finally, I got a call from Elton. He needs his gopher. I call my father on my headset and ask him to meet me in the lobby of the hotel. His duty was on right now. Finally. My father was so excited he ran to the lobby of the hotel. "What's my task?" he asked. And I said, "Well, Elton wants you to go to the grocery store and get him a bag of Cool Ranch Doritos." My dad has not worked with me since that day. That night, my brothers, myself, and my dad watched Elton John perform all his hits, standing 50 feet away from him, all side by side, the Fowler guys together. I don't want to forget about my fabulous mother. I call her like 35 times a day. My brothers call me a mama's boy, and I don't care. I make my life part of a circle of love and support called a family. My life is more fulfilling because of it. Be part of your family. Hey, members of the class of 2015, have you been involved with your family? What can you do to be a bigger part of your family in the future? Number 2, friends. I have always worked on friendships and relationships. I will never have enough friends. They are an important source of joy and stability in my life. One of my best friends to date is Bob Cruiser, and he's been my friend since 8th grade. My life has had its share of ups and downs like everyone else's. Bob has always been there for me, and I will always be there for him. Lorraine French is also one of my closest friends. She guided me through the first time I burnt toast in the THS Teachers Lounge making them lunch to helping me get into college. Have you made friends that will last a lifetime? Good friends support each other through thick and thin, good and bad, laughing and crying times, even when you go your separate ways. But at a moment's notice, they are there, ready to be a supportive friend when needed. Build as many relationships as possible because you never know where these will take you. Keep your friendships strong and loyal. Look around you right now, guys. My advice to you is this, graduates. Choose friends that will support you and your goals through life. Number 3, your body is your temple. I like to treat my body like a temple. I make it healthier and smarter every day. I have a plan to eat the right foods, to exercise, take a yoga class, ride a bike, lift weights, or just walk. Move your body. Go dance. Just get up and move. I have promised myself to never stop improving my brain. Remember, knowledge is power. So read, figure, explore, engage yourself in stimulating conversation. Never pass up a chance to get more education, formal or informal. I learn something every day, and that makes me a better person. Always be looking for new interests that make you think. Chance favors a prepared mind, so stay prepared. Namaste. Number 4, ask for help. We can't do everything on our own. A lot of times we need help. It's okay to ask for help. You should welcome ideas, advice, and thoughts from other people, always. I advise you to listen to other points of view other than your own. I never think I know it all. Some of my biggest and best events have been successful because I've asked for help and opinions of others. I try not to engage in negative thinking as it destroys the spirit. In my experience, the most successful people in life know when to ask for help, even if it's from your own mother. Number 5, respect. I always respect others, no matter how much or how little they are involved in my life. All individuals deserve respect from me as I encounter them in everyday life. I look closely into relationships that I ever enter into. I know there are cliques in high schools. There was when I was in school, there is now, and there will be in the future. The question I have for you is this, class of 2015. How respectful are you to one another, even if somebody's not in your clique? That old saying, look before you leap, I do, with the full intent of respecting other person's being. At one hotel celebrity wedding, I was asked by Alex Rodriguez, AKA A-Rod, and his then really hot girlfriend, Cameron Diaz, who were wedding guests, to take them out on the town. I took them out on the town. We went dancing till dawn. Days later, I was approached by many magazines and newspapers and tabloids. I refused to comment on anything about the evening for no other reason than they were my guests and they were owed respect, no matter who they were. Part of my success is that I make a point to build a relationship of trust and respect with my clients, whether it's a bride from New Jersey or A-Rod and Cameron Diaz out dancing till dawn. Number 6, don't quit. Persistence and determination are keys to success. I began my career learning how to bake chocolate chip cookies in the basement bakery of the hotel. I now have the honor of planning birthday parties for Saudi princesses. This is because I have always determined to strive for more. What are your goals to strive for more, class of 2015? What do you have persistence and determination for? What fire is burning inside you? Here are a few examples that you all recognize. He was cut from his high school basketball team, went home, locked himself in his room, and promised that he would get better as he cried. Who's this? 6-time NBA champion Michael Jordan. She was demoted from her job as news anchor because she was unfit for television. She vowed to improve her performance and would get better. Who's this? International star and billionaire Oprah Winfrey. And my favorite, he was fired from a newspaper for lacking imagination and not having original ideas. He was determined to do better. Who's this? Creator of Mickey Mouse and winner of 22 Academy Awards, Walt Disney. If you really want something important to happen, find a way to get it done. Number 7, the importance of giving. You don't need a reason to help other people. The spirit of giving must be part of everyone's life. To help out those not as fortunate as ourselves should be commonplace in our everyday thinking. It's always good to be generous with your money, but even better to be generous with your time and effort. Buddha says, we are heirs of our own actions, so remember, karma never loses an address. Be sure to pay it forward, graduates. My favorite, find adventure. When I was sitting in your seats 26 years ago, I wanted to travel the world. Looking back now, I've eaten hummus in Istanbul, enjoyed a few fresh-baked croissants on the streets of Paris several times, had schnitzel for dinner in Berlin, and kind of still one of my favorites is eating a really yummy grinder with extra mayo, thin sliced Crocus ham from Sunrise Deli in Terryville, Connecticut. How are you going to follow your dreams, graduates? I think you should look, listen, taste, touch, smell, and do. Make your life an adventure. Life is risky. There's one big risk you should avoid at all costs. That's the risk of doing nothing. Live in a constant state of wonder. Look at your same surroundings from a different angle every day, or change your surroundings if you can. There's so much in the world to explore. You must dream big, because no one else is going to do it for you. Treat every day as a new adventure. Number 9, mistakes. You should not be afraid of making a mistake. The fear of doing nothing, achieving nothing, or becoming nothing should be more frightening than the fear of making a mistake. With every mistake you make, you should discover more about yourself, about who you are, about your limits, about your ability, and about what you can or can't do. Mistakes are part of being human. You should appreciate mistakes for what they are. Precious life lessons that can only be learned the hard way. So go out and make mistakes, guys. But let me be clear, class of 2015, learn from your mistakes. Number 10, the most important, I think, be yourself. You must always be yourself. Don't try to be someone you're not. Speak and act your own true self. Don't be afraid of ever being yourself. Remember that even though you are a very special person, there are others out in the world like you. You are never in life alone. Someone likes what you like, likes what you do, and believes in what you believe in. The most difficult risk we can take is to be honest about ourselves. Live your truth, class of 2015. In summary, let me paraphrase a song I love singing the words to. Don't worry, Mark and Dennis, I'm not going to sing. I hope you never fear the decisions in the distance. Never settle for the path of least resistance. Success might mean taking chances that are worth taking. You might make a mistake, but it's worth making. Don't let some negative comment leave you bitter. When it comes to not being yourself, reconsider. Give your dreams more than a fighting chance, and when they get the choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance. I hope you live your life with adventure and happiness, class of 2015. Only you can make that choice. And part of my adventure is being here with you guys today. So I want to take a selfie to remember it by. All right, I'm going to do it in 3 parts, all right? I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. So you guys get in, stand up, do whatever you want to be in my selfie because it's going on Instagram. All right. One more, right on here. All right, look alive. All right, I know this is the wild side over here, so get up. All right. Thank you. I'm humbled. Thank you. So just remember, class of 2015, be yourself, take risks, and go find your adventure. Thank you for inviting me to graduation. I was honored to be here with you tonight.
And now we're going to have a musical number, which is going to be performed by our THS Music and Drama senior students. From the musical Wicked.
Something we must
And now we're going to prepare for our presentation of diplomas. Thank you to our marshals, Allison and Joshua, for helping us this evening. Brandon Michael Rennick. George Ferdinand Andrews III. Melissa Kate Pizar. Emily Catherine Armbruster. Alexandra Rose Belanger. Lindsay Kate Bouchard. Emily Monica Case. Joseph Ernest DiLorenzo, Jr. Andrea Jane Hunt. Benjamin Joseph Johnson. Brianna Marie Lane. Sarah Danae Ledger. Molly Rose Northrup. Monica Taylor Oakes. Seneca Leah Ouellette. Spencer Stephen Pilarski. Liberta Rahimi. Natalie Marlena Salafka. Allison Nicole Smith. Alexandra Lynn Albino. Jacob Peter Aldi. Kaylee Emma Armington. Ian William Atkinson. Vienna Isueber Barnes. Tiffany Nicole Bollier. Wilfred Edward Beeland Jr. Adam Robert Benson. Tyler Edward Bergeron. Shane Patrick Blazejowski. Marion Ann Bongiovanni. Kyra Nicole Bugby. Mark Robert Bunker Jr. Grace Noel Campbell. Andrew Paul Carlson Fournier. Cedric Benjamin Clift. Rebecca Marie Cody. Nicholas John Daigle. Shane Christopher Darley. Kyle Christopher Ledger. Devin Dominic DeFlippo. Joshua Anthony Dennis. Tanner James Doty. Amanda Lauren Dubois. Kyle Robert Dunikowski. Jeffrey White DuPaul Jr. Krista Mai King. Joseph Eduardo Fuentes. Justin Ryan Furtado. Miranda Rochelle Gallo. Scott Richard Gary. Bailey Dwayne Gorette. Sean Patrick Hurria. Ashley Maria Gemelli. Esther Sue Johnson. Trevor Roger Johnson. Samantha Lynn Jurowitz. Zachary Michael Festa. Nicholas James Pinella. Picture. Picture. Theodore Paul Kramars. Marissa Teresa Krajewski. Brittany Lynn LaFerrier. Haley Amber Lane. Ashley Elizabeth Long. Rebecca Marie Malinowski. Madison Lily Malloy. Patrick James McCool. Devin Allen Mooring. Richard Daniel Moschini. Lucy Marie Munger. Connor Edward Murphy. Casey Paul Norton. Patrick John Norton. Amber Joy Honorado. Kyle Lorenzo Petrone. Nathan Jackson Piercy. Andrew Richard Panatelli. Nicholas Gerald Polton. Michaela Jean Rainey. Theodore James Ridgway. Brianna Alexis Ripa. Jenna Jameli Roberts. Nicholas Jones Rodriguez. Vitor Roki. Zachariah Martin Sammy. Alyssa May Sanapetro. Anna Marie Slavinsky. Sarah May Slominski. Riley Ann Sprague. Brianna Marie Strahowski. Ashley Megan Suarez. Bridget Ann Sullivan. Eric Shareko. Nicholas James Tishon. Shay Thomas Tracy. Paul Dayton Tooper Jr. Abigail Marie Webster. Elliot Matthew William. Deshaun Jaderick Wilson. Mackenzie Lee Witham. Alexandra Lynn Woodbury. Brandon Michael Wysocki. Dylan Joseph Yankowskis. It is with great pleasure I present to you the graduating class from Terryville High School 2015.